Poisonrana.
First time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking each day as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you can never really know what's up next.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman for upNXT, postwrestling.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever lovely podcast app you use, and of course,
youtube.com/postwrestling. Hello, YouTube room.
hello, it is Tuesday night. We are live. We have just watched NXT, and we're here to talk all about it with an NXT post show on the Post Wrestling feed.
We're here. Yes.
We're here. You know why? Because we are your NXT friends. Friends. And we'll always be your NXT friends. And we got lots to talk about tonight.
Been a busy week.
It's a hell of a week.
Hell of stuff going on.
Hell of a week. Hell of a month to come. Hell of a summer. To come. Yes, we are Braden and Davie. We are also on the Poisonrana feed. If you don't know us from that, you should go check out Poisonrana in your podcast feed or on YouTube. We just did a show on Sunday chatting all about everything going on, including some big dream match announcements for a show we are going to by the end of this month.
It's coming up really soon. It kind of felt like it was a way away, and now it's suddenly creeping up. We're in June.
I know.
Forbidden Door is opening once again in Toronto.
Crazy.
We've got Danielson and Okada being announced. We've got Kenny Ospreay being announced. We've got Punk coming back. There's a whole lot of shit going on.
Yeah, lots of stuff going on. So go check out Poisonrana. We definitely dived into all those announcements, everything going on in the world of wrestling, some Dynamite chat, and lots of other shows over on the Poisonrana feed. But yes, Forbidden Door is happening June 25th in Toronto. But the bigger party, the bigger dream opportunities are at the Forbidden Pour event. We are taking over upstairs at Real Sports, just beside the venue of Scotiabank in Toronto, and we're going to be having a pre and post party. Before the show, John and Way are going to do a live podcast. We're going to do some fun games and some trivia, and afterwards, after Forbidden Door, we're doing karaoke, wrestling karaoke. There are still some limited tickets available, and go to postwrestling.com/live to get some before it's too late. But we got a bigger announcement for you UK listeners out there. You may have already heard or seen if you follow our socials at Poisonrana Pod. We're going on tour.
Yes, Poisonrana's going global, and we are going to Wembley. We're going to All In, and as announced on Grapple Spotlight yesterday, we're teaming up with the Grapple lads, hosting a bit of an event at Trinity Bar in Harrow. So we'd love to see as many of you there as possible. Get your tickets at grapple.bigcartel.com. It's going to be fun. We're hanging out before the show, 12 till 5. Going to be doing a live podcast. Going to be playing some games, some trivia. Got our wrestling-themed drinks. We're taking them to the UK.
That's right. You thought you were all in? Well, we are all in it, bruv.
In it. Yes.
Right. I can't wait. We're taking the 6 to the Brits over this August. And yeah, that's right. Mans is international now. We're going to be going over to the UK, your homeland, across the pond, and only 15 minutes away by the Tube. I'm so excited. I could take the Tube.
Yeah, just 3 stops on the Met line, or if you're lucky enough, you can get a fast train and it gets you there in like 7 minutes.
Or
it's
walk.
Great.
Who knows?
Or walk.
Yeah, depending.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice day. But yeah, avoid all the lines at Box Park to get a beer in Wembley. You can come with us. Hang out.
Yeah.
Tickets are flying already. This was announced yesterday. I
Holy.
believe over 2/3 of the tickets are already gone. So
don't wait or you ain't coming.
Around. It's if you've ever been to Wembley for a football game or whatever, it can get a bit crazy there, all the bars and stuff. So we're gonna take over this bar in Harrow, so close to Wembley, And man, it's going to be great. I can't wait to hang out with those guys.
Yeah,
see everyone.
It's going to be so awesome. Any UK listeners, longtime listeners, anyone going to All In or planning to from anywhere over there, anywhere in the world, and you're going and you want to hang out with us and the Grapple lads, this is the time and place. We're going to have so much fun. We're bringing the parties over there. I know Benno, JP, and the lads, they're going to be doing some shows.
They're in the chat right now.
They're in the chat right now. What time is it over there?
Up the eyes emoji.
That's right. Those guys are awesome, and I can't wait to chat with them. We're going to do live podcasts and games and just drinks. And I mean, as a Canadian traveling, I just hope someone across the pond invites my good friend Mary Jane, but I don't think I'll have that problem. But this is just going to be so much fun. So anyone who is planning on going and you are a listener of either us or Grapple, definitely get your tickets before it's too late. But I know some of you already did and have contacted us saying, got the ticket, we will see you there. So I'm already super excited.
Yeah,
so,
thank you very much to everyone so far.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
and this is just crazy. Like, we're doing our event in Toronto with John and Way this month. And then by the end of the summer, we'll be over there doing it for All In, which is just going to be crazy. It's like, we've already sold so many tickets for both these events, and it's like we're going to be seeing so many faces of you people out there, and we love you people out there, so we love you. So yeah, I'm really excited about this because also they're not going to have food at this event.
No, there's no kitchen. So this is actually like a pretty well-known bar. It hosts a load of
rock shows.
Loads of artists like up and coming have come. Go on their site. Like, I know Kate Nash, Bastille, Scouting for Girls, The Cribs, like all these bands have played there. But
now Poisonrana and Grapple.
But there's no kitchen there, so that means you can bring your own kebab.
BYOK.
BYOK.
Come on, folks.
Yeah.
So
and there's plenty of kebab shop in Harrow.
I'm excited to try a kebab.
Try them all.
Yeah, collect all the kebabs and
we'll have
bring
kebab
them.
Sampling at our thing.
We should call these places ahead of time. Be like, guys,
just
get
a warning.
it fucking
it's
ready.
not going to be a regular Sunday in Harrow.
It's gonna be nuts. Yeah. Chris Leone in the chat says, I don't want to eat British food anyways.
I feel like you'd like a kebab.
I feel like a kebab I'm definitely okay with. So we're going to be across the pond and we're going to be doing this event with the Grapple lads, and it's going to be a ton of fun. So go get your tickets, and we can't wait to see you find people. And then we're all going to go wander over to Wembley, this little old place called Wembley, and watch some more Graps. So,
yeah, it's going to be a great day.
lots and lots of wrestling. And we might not do an event for Detroit and SummerSlam, mainly because we want to get out of there in one piece and safe. So we might just say, hey, we'll be at this bar that day. But if you are a SummerSlam going folks, follow
hit us up if you're going to any
Yeah.
of these events. We'd love to see as many of you as possible.
Absolutely. So we're crazy, and we're doing a lot of wrestling and wrestling events this summer. But I'm excited.
I'm really excited. This
So
has
much-
been an exciting week. Yeah. Everything's coming up now. Like, the summer's here finally.
Summer's
We've got
here.
Our huge tour of, Toronto, Hamilton.
Oh, right. We can't forget we're going
Detroit.
to Hamilton.
Yeah.
I mean, we are so we booked some trips to the UK, obviously for All In, but right now I've never been to Europe before, so I'm kind of looking at different places, and you're gonna be my guide and take me to a few places. I've always wanted to go to Berlin. I want to get real lit. I want to see how they go. So you're gonna take me to Berlin for a few days as well.
We're trying to figure it out because there is this thing on a Sunday, which is like karaoke in the park,
Right.
in this big like amphitheater.
Sounds
thing.
amazing.
Be kind of cool, but then it's going on the Sunday. It's like there might be more exciting days to go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw on Euro trip this week and get some ideas for where to go. But always my DMs are always
We're on
open.
Euro Trash as well. Did
Euro
you get
Trash?
Did you get that over here?
No, but maybe you could tell me what that is later. Yeah, Chavs.
Chavs.
Is that a thing? You told me about
Chavs
that.
are a thing.
Okay, yeah. Does that have anything to do
You'll
with
see
that?
some chavs in Harrow.
Okay. Will I see Gothic charisma, or is that Camden?
Camden, you'll see some Gothic
Right,
charisma.
right. I
There's a
can't
bit
wait
of
to go.
Gothic charisma in Harrow as well, but
Can't wait.
yeah. But no, definitely in Camden.
That's right. We are invading Britain, so can't wait. It's gonna be homeboy season.
Homeboy season.
Over across the pond. So in it, bruv. Are you all in it? We will see you there. But yeah, go check out all the shows we did last week, because Poisonrana, we were discussing how we're just like marking out like little kids when Danielson is in the desert calling out Okada in that promo, and then Kenny Ospreay too. Like, this is already the goated wrestling card, not to mention maybe Despy thrown in there, Mox thrown in there, possibly like something. MJF versus I don't know, Suzuki or something's got to happen as well. But already goated card. We kind of talked and fantasy booked that on Poisonrana last week. Over on our Patreon, it's only $5 to become a friend on our patreon.com/Poisonrana. We did a best match ever since he stole the show at AEW Double or Nothing. Absolutely made it the most memorable time. No, sort of. We decided to look back at Sabu through his days in ECW, WWE, TNA, and beyond. And you know what? For two guys who maybe aren't the biggest like Sabu marks out there, which we turns out we kind of are.
I had so much fun on this show. Yeah, absolutely. Some really great matches we talked about.
Yeah, some crazy matches. The epic or infamous, if you want to call it that, Stairway to Heaven or Hell match with Sandman. Which we talk about some LSD during that match. We've also
barbed wire match with Terry Funk.
We looked at the Monsters Ball from TNA.
Was great.
Yeah, we list the matches on what we talk about, and then we go in, dive, and review and rate and all that fun stuff. So go listen to that on the Patreon. And also, if you like to hear more of us, we are recording this tomorrow, and Up Yours, as selected by family member patron Rob McDonald, Emmy award-winning Rob McDonald. He has selected Suicide Squad from 2016, the first one.
I'm kind of sort of looking forward to giving this a rewatch. I watched it once in the summer when it came out.
Yeah.
This film got a lot of hate.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm kind of ready. I want to know if Rob's a defender or not.
I have a feeling he is. So we've been doing these Batman reviews, if you remember that. We are returning. The Batman returns. The Batman reviews returns next week as, well, everyone's getting hyped up for Flash.
Yeah.
Which is a Flash movie or a Batman
I love this trailer. It goes like,
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. The Flash coming to cinemas this Thursday.
Yeah.
It's like,
so we thought we'd catch up and do the Batman, our bats. We finally are going to be doing that. That's on this feed. The Poisonrana feed, the free feed next week. But Rob knew we were going to do this. He selected Suicide Squad over on the Patreon to kind of weave in some of the mist. Because the rule is, if it's a Batman movie, we'll review it. But Batman's kind of in Suicide Squad. Kind of. He's in
a couple of scenes.
Yeah. So if you want to hear us talk about Jared Leto, possibly the best Joker to ever live, that's what you
and all the backstory of Jared Leto playing that.
We're gonna have a great time reviewing this movie on the
Yeah.
Patreon this week. So go check us out and support the boys. It's only $5 a month. And you get all these other shows, like everything else that we've been doing. We have another Was Next coming out next week.
Yeah, follow the Facebook group as well, Poisonrana, because I've got a poll up there. Because the last show this month, we're going to be talking about an old pay-per-view, and Money in the Bank is just around the corner. So throwing up some Money in the Bank pay-per-views in there. But also, after that Sabu show, I kind of just want to do Vengeance 2006. So I put that in the list as well. So even though it's Money in the Bank week, come on, lads.
You're just going to have people vote for that.
2006,
yeah. All right,
please.
All right, yeah. It is a fantastic
It's
show.
either that or Punk v Cena. Which one? Punk v Sabu or Punk v Cena? Which do you want?
Yeah, everyone, like, that's
Cena v Sabu.
That's the easy go-to answer. Oh, I love John Cena versus CM Punk. Basic.
Yeah.
You don't know Sabu against John Cena.
What about Kane versus Kane as well?
From that show? Yeah, exactly. What a pay-per-view. Vengeance
2006. Go to Poisonrana and vote now.
Yeah, apparently.
If you've already voted, change your vote.
Change your vote to Vengeance 2006. Great stuff. So yeah, lots and lots of podcasts coming out. We have a Patreon and so many other things. And then I'm sure we'll be cooking some stuff up in the next few weeks for more and more podcasts, but lots of stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else is going on right now. We did the Succession finale review over on the
finale, which is great.
Poisonrana review. Yep, go check that out. Yeah, I'm trying to. I talked about how I got extremely lit and watched The Little Mermaid, but then I got free tickets because like the IMAX thing. So then I used my free IMAX tickets last night to go see the SpiderVerse. Sorry, Across the SpiderVerse, which I cannot, like, you have to see it in theaters. It is so visually like stimulating that I don't know if it was the edibles that kicked in, but I for a second thought, was like, is this animated? Are those real people? Am I Spider-Man? What's going on? I was just one of my favorite. It's been such a long time since I went to a theater that was absolutely packed on a Monday night. So like that showed a lot of interest into this movie. I think it's gonna blow Mario like numbers out of the water.
Right.
So Mario's the #1 animated movie of all time, meaning it made the most money.
Yeah.
And I think this Spider-Man movie is gonna absolutely destroy that, because and like I watched it and I went, can I just watch that again? Which like so good. Cannot recommend it.
I very much want to see it. I'm hoping to go on Thursday.
Yeah. We'll definitely have to talk about it in the near future, because it is just so cool. And then kind of sets up for like a third in the trilogy, which is just going to be nuts. So can't wait. And I'm sure, I know a lot of you people out there have been tweeting and posting in the groups and tagging us and stuff, because the movie is awesome. Would definitely recommend. And the soundtrack is super cool. Well, should we jump into some NXT now? I know we were struggling because before the show we were barbecuing. It's barbecue season, everybody.
It is, yeah. We've been grilling not a lot. I can't even talk. I've been eating so much meat.
Yeah, we live in a condo downtown Toronto, and we got a rooftop that's got these like an amazing view. For anyone visiting for Forbidden Pour weekend, we'll show you the roof. But we got barbecues on there. So ever since the summer's been hitting, we've just been grilling everything and anything.
Yeah, we were chatting to a neighbor up there earlier, and she was like, "Wait, are you cooking all that for just you two?" I'm like, "Yeah, we have a problem.
We have a bit of a problem. Yeah,
we record all night and we eat shrimp,
meat,
steak."
Yeah, remember that someone out there, I'm blanking on his name, a listener out there, when we talked about grilling, sent us like a bunch of spices. We used them all. We need to get some more of that. I'm blanking on who it was though.
Yeah, Philip.
Okay.
Peter.
Like we always, yeah, that's it. Yeah, one of those. Like we're fans of hot sauces, and like you go out and find some crazy different like hot sauces sometimes, and man, like hot sauces are like not cheap.
No,
they're so expensive.
I've got to be honest. I'm in a bit of a food coma right now.
Right now,
yeah,
you're just like out of it.
It's
Too
like
much
Christmas
meat,
Day.
The meat,
you know, when the turkey kicks in and you just.
Did we have turkey today?
No, we had pork tenderloin, we had shrimp, we had chicken, we had steak. I forgot to put on the sausages.
That's probably
a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, the other week though, you made Aloha burgers, which is the new vibe. Like, enough of the pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. Pineapple does belong on pizza talk. No. Pineapple belongs
on everything.
On everything.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Don't at me.
Made a chorizo burger with grilled pineapple, blue cheese, jalapeno. Fuck yeah. Oh, and bacon mustard.
You're wild. Yeah. Chef Davie in the house. But yeah, we love grilling. Recipes for the summer, always welcomed at Poisonrana.pod on Twitter and Instagram. And let us know your favorite hot sauces and which ones to buy. Or send us some.
I like doing chat GPT to like work out what to cook. Just be like, this is what's in the fridge. What can I make? I also used it for karaoke.
You said, what song should I sing?
What song should I sing?
What did it say?
I want to dance for somebody. Whitney Houston.
That
gets everyone going.
Now hold a second. Does this like AI? It should scan your whole life and know what song you want.
Like, I'm at a bar in Toronto. The like age range is like 20 to 35. I want to sing something poppy, rocky that gets the party going.
Gets the people
I'm
going.
33, male, baritone. And it first came back with Living on a Prayer, and I went, come on, can you be a bit less obvious than that? And then it said, how about Whitney Houston? I want to dance with somebody.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did we sing? Did you sing
that? Tina Turner the other day.
We sang Tina Turner the day she died. We killed it. We shut down the bar with that. We slayed. But then I for some reason, I don't remember. We had a bit of a tear the other night because I vaguely thought I was dreaming, but then I'm like, oh, did I sing Rockstar by Nickelback at karaoke? I think I did.
You usually do.
I've done it once before.
I've done it a few times, yeah.
I still don't know certain parts of it. I'm like,
right.
Oh yeah, that part, yeah. Because people love that song too. It's universally loved.
Everyone loves Nickelback.
Everyone. They say they don't, but there's a reason they still sell out everywhere. Well, now we can talk about Baron Corbin and Dana Brooke.
Let's do it.
What year is it?
Yeah.
I'm talking about NXT from June 6, 2023. And yes, Baron Corbin and Dana Brooke are on this show. So strap in for you longtime NXT fans. This is great. So we kick things off with a recap of last week with, yes, Baron Corbin showing up, free agent, when he attacked Carmelo Hayes and held up the NXT title and basically saying, I'm
the champion.
I'm the champion now. Well, Baron Corbin comes out here to kick things off on NXT, and he has a microphone, and the crowd are loud, and they're chanting, bum-ass Corbin. He says, I thought I'd never be back. The day I cleaned out my locker here at the Performance Center, I never looked back. And 8 years on, I've ascended to the top. Sure. He says, it's all about me and my legacy and the things I've done and the things I've done since I left here, as the crowd are continuing to chant bum ass Corbin. He says that it was him. It was him that started the foundation of NXT. He says, me and the boys, we took everything from FCW and we brought it to NXT, and then we brought NXT all the way to the Barclays Center and worldwide. And everyone else following should just get off my bandwagon. Yes, Baron Corbin is taking credit for everything NXT has done.
Absolutely, yeah.
He's like Jay White. He's the catalyst.
Yeah.
Yeah. He then says, and everyone now in NXT is kind of soft and weak. When the crowd start to chant for Mello, he says that, yeah, you chant for him. I stood over his body and held up that title. And, you know, I'm one step away from taking that title. I'm interested in the NXT Championship. When Ilya Dragunov's music hits, he comes out. He says, I take exception to what you just said because I'm not soft and I am not weak. And he says, they put people in front of me and I knock them down and I beat all of them. Corbin says, yeah, well, I retired Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of a sudden it took a second and then there was a delayed boo of like, oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. The guy who retired Kurt Angle and no one remembers it ever, pretty much.
Boy, it's interesting because they always pick and choose when they want to do something. And it's whenever these people have been coming back down to NXT and they do it here, you can easily paint someone to look like great. They're like, this guy was king in the ring. He was Intercontinental Champion. He retired Kurt Angle. Wow. Yeah. And they like show all those accolades. Main roster, it's rare they do that, isn't it? Now they want to treat him as a big deal. It's like, look at all this shit he's done.
He says, I've done all these things and now I want the NXT title, and, you know, you're in my way, Ilya, so beat it. Get out of here. I'm the biggest star in this building here tonight. And Ilya says, yeah, well, I've got scars, and I'm tougher than you, and I'll beat you up. You think you're tough? Like, fight me. And he kind of shows him his scars from his match with Dijak about last week or so. And Corbin says, yeah, those scars and bruises are nice, but if you get in the ring with me, you'll be covered in them. And Ilya says, bring it on. So we're imagining we're getting this match either later tonight or next week, or so we thought. Then they go to commercial break. And when we come back, we see Bron Breakker attacking Ilya, taking him out here. I forgot to mention Trick also then ran out and tried to attack Corbin, who then kind of gets scared off, and there's a stand down there. So a lot kind of happening, especially when we come back from the commercial break. So it is announced that because of this attack from Breakker, Ilya won't be fighting tonight, but Corbin will take on Trick.
Yes. I thought I didn't think Corbin sounded too bad. I kind of liked his points he was making, and I always like that heel logic, like kind of, you know, Jay White is selling out MSG. It's I bought it from FCW and took it to the Barclays Center. I thought he sounded fine. I don't think promos have ever really been a problem with him. And you know what? I think Dragunov kind of is an interesting challenger because Corbin is so main roster WWE. But I'm just interested to see how does Ilya look in that situation. So, you know what? Baron Corbin not really lighting the world on fire, but, you know, if he's going to have a good match down here, Ilya's the guy to have it with.
Yeah, and also basically saying all these things like, hey, actually, he's been on the main roster for 8 years. He has done some things. So if someone were to beat him, they get a bit of the rub. Yeah. So even he's kind of...
They brought up he's the last guy to pin Roman. As well,
right, so when was that?
Huge, like 3 years ago now at this point, right? So
that's right. He pinned Roman Reigns. So you know what? Like I don't mind. I never minded his promo, to be honest. Like he actually probably talked better.
He's very comfortable, I think, being this prick,
being a bit of an asshole. Yeah, he definitely fits into that role. Yeah, I'm still like, there's no heat behind it, but I'm like, okay, I was more interested when Ilya was the guy to interrupt him.
Yeah.
It is more interesting that they're not just straight up saying he's got a match. Like there's ways
they confirm it later on, but they also say if Ilya's medically cleared.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, I kind of suggested last week that I hope Breaker Ilya is the route they're going for the pay-per-view, and it seems they're going that way, and that sounds great. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah. We see Thea Hale earlier today. She's walking out of a gym with Drew Gulak and Charlie Dempsey, and she was training all day for hours when Duke Hudson bumps into her. I'm not quite sure why, because they're both wearing Chase U gear in broad daylight in public, not at the PC. This is like at like a strip mall. Imagine just full gear in it at a strip mall in Orlando. I mean, that's probably not the weirdest thing you see in Florida.
Weirdest stuff.
Yeah, to be fair. So Duke's like, hey, what's going on here? What the hell is going on? She says, Dempsey and Gulak, they're trying to toughen me up since I keep losing. They said they would show me a few grappling things. You want me to show you? And she like almost twists his arm. He's like, whoa, calm down. Duke showing that he's a huge fan of Full House as he says, oh, my Lanta. And Thea says, don't worry, I'll show you because tonight I'm going to win that battle royal. So she's learned a few things.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll pay off.
Continuing to go to Drew and Dempsey's class.
A different school. Yeah. So Duke's a little concerned. We come back. I mentioned there was that attack on Ilya and Braun's just being angry, mean Braun. But we go to our next match. It is a mixed match challenge. It is a intergender 6-person tag team match. The Dyad and Ava Raine versus the Creeds and Ivy Nile in this 6-person tag team action. Vic brings up the TikTok and video that was going viral of the Creed brothers. I think Julius, have you seen this? Where he's in the gym and he's lifting weights, and then Ivy comes over and she's like, "Oh, hey, what are you doing there?" And he just scoops her up, starts using her as a dumbbell. Like, very impressive. So I love Vic bringing that up, and Booker's like, "Hey, I just want to get in there so I sound smart later. These Creed bros, they're gonna be a dynasty. Like, call me on that." Which we've been saying for quite a long time.
Every week.
Especially if you watch this here, you could think the same thing. Julius is in the ring with Rip Fowler.
Jagger Reed.
Jagger Reed's in the ring with Julius, and he's getting out wrestled. Julius is like lapping him here with side slams and everything. Eventually, Julius starts doing his reps here and gets monkey flipped by Reed and lands on his feet aimlessly. Eventually, Ava Raine tags in. So that means now that Ivy has to come in. But then in the last second, Ava tags back out. So Julius is in there with Fowler. And finally, Brutus is in now with Fowler and hits like a almost Ultimate Warrior style, like the military press and then the moonsault into it, just beating him up here. And then they're suplexing guys onto each other. Ivy comes in and helps that she's suplexing the dyads onto each other. They're getting pretty like intense, just beating these guys up as they go to commercial break. But when we come back, of course, the Schism is in control. We see during the break, Ivy hits this huge assisted springboard dive to the outside to take out all of them. But now the dyad are in control. They hit this double team sliced bread on Brutus, but it's a kick out. He keeps trying to desperately tag his brother Julius in. He finally makes the hot tag, and Julius Creed has one of the hottest tags going in wrestling today because I don't know how many belly to bellies he hit in a row on each guy, and then he tops it by hitting one on both of them at the same time.
Kip pops up at every single one he hit.
Holy, Julius Creed is not human here.
I loved while he was doing all this, it was just like Ivy ran in to do something, and then Brutus just comes off with his
Brutus ball. Yeah, Brutus ball flying in. Things are breaking down here. Finally, it allows for Ivy Nile to tag in, which means Ava Raine is the legal opponent, and they start to go at it. Ava Raine and Ivy start to nail each other with some forearms, which didn't look too great. Eventually, Ava Raine does hit this like scorpion kick, kind of similar to Dakota Kai hits. That actually looked pretty good. But eventually, it's Ivy who puts in the Dragon Sleeper. When Fowler gets involved, the referee's telling him to get out of there. Ava Raine puts on the Purge mask, the Schism masks, headbutts Ivy, throws the mask away. The ref doesn't see it, but counts it 1, 2, 3. And the Schism pick up the victory here tonight with Ava Raine not doing too much in this match, but getting the win for her team.
Yeah, I thought this was pretty fun, especially the stuff between when Dyad and the Creeds were going at it. Julius Creed, we say every week, but is just an animal.
Yeah.
Like, he is insane. I love their hot tag. I can't wait to see these guys on the main roster. I can't wait to see a Julius Creed singles run. I think this guy should be champion one day. Unfortunately, it did kind of, as soon as like Ava came in the ring, it like all this great momentum just kind of
right to a halt.
To a halt. And we've only seen her in a couple of matches so far in NXT, and she's still clearly very green. And I think they've done a good job of kind of hiding her for the most part while she is training. But I thought she looked exposed here.
Yeah, she's barely in the match, and then the second she comes in, it was like
just like out of position, timing off. It wasn't great.
This young rock is covered in moss. She's green.
But I thought, Dyad again putting on a really good match. Like clearly wrestling with a bit of a chip on their shoulder and still impressing me. And getting the win here. So see where they're going from this.
Yeah, definitely not new from us, but the Dyad are great. I know their names and their looks. We've been ripping on them. We've been ripping Fowler and them.
Ripping chicken.
We've been ripping on these guys for a while since the change, but like the wrestling was always there. I loved them as GYV, and you know what? I could see them and the Creeds wrestle every week and probably wouldn't get bored. They are so smooth together. So hats off to the Dyad lads, because I actually love these guys. They look like goofs with this whole gimmick and outfit, but if they stay,
they don't look as like
they don't look
ring
as bad.
gear.
Yeah.
They've all got, including Gacy, have ring gear again now, which is so much better.
They're just such good wrestlers. So always fun to watch them. But yeah, Creeds and them, like they could do this forever. I would watch this all the time. So I don't think this story's over with them either. We go to Stacks. He enters a room, and it's got a glass wall and a phone on each side. You know where this is going. He is visiting Tony D in prison. It's a visit, not a conjugal visit, right? It's just a normal,
just a visit,
yeah.
Just visiting hours, yeah.
So he goes, "Hey, Stacks, hey, nice to see you, nice to talk to you. Wow, I've been stuck in here for a while now." And he goes, "You won't believe who's in here. Knox is in here." And he goes, "Knox?
Knuckles.
Knuckles, sorry, yeah. Knuckles." He goes, "Oh yeah, Knuckles. He's the one who." He's like, "Shh, yo,
Shut the fuck up.
We're over the phone. They're listening. Relax." And he goes, "Well, hey, Tony, I feel bad you're in there. What's going on?" And very Goodfellas-esque here, where he's talking about how he's like, "Oh yeah, such and such makes me a mean steak, and this other guy, he gets me the link ups because I'm Tony D. He gets me his login for Peacock, so I can watch you every week the day after." Look at that. The greatest seamless plug.
Yeah.
What a great plug. A mafia guy's in jail, and he's watching Peacock because they got Peacock in prison. So anyone thinking about jail, at least you can watch wrestling. Peacock. Yeah. He was missing out though on the what's in Goodfellas with the garlic.
Oh, with the razor blade.
The razor blade garlic. There was the opportunity. Yeah. You said steak. You had it right there. He then mentions his lawyer. What was the name? I thought
you were saying Kim Kardashian, but
Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian's his lawyer.
Yeah,
they kept repeating the name and like joking about it. And I could be wrong. I know this is an edited segment, obviously, but like I swear Tony on the last time saying Kim Kukushku or whatever the name was, that Stacks cracked. And they kept it in, which is just so funny. He then says, "I swear on my mom's eyes, whoever is that rat, I'm gonna get them." And they're like, "Whoa, shh, don't say anything over the phone." And
he's sure it's Gallus, right?
He says, "Look, I know it's Gallus, but like you can't be calling them snitches right now because it's 3-on-1. I'm in here and no one's there to protect you. So as the underboss, Stacks, you gotta figure it out." And then you hear, "Hey Tony, time's up." "All right, I'll see you later." So yeah, Stacks is saying, "Hey man, you think it's Gallus? Because like I'll beat them up." And he's like, "Well, how? There's 3 of them." I don't know. Something's fishy over here.
It's Stacks.
It's gotta be.
It's Stacks.
It's
like it doesn't all quite make sense, but it's wrestling, so it's okay.
It's like The Departed or something. It's Stacks for sure, right? It has to be.
Yeah.
They've got to call that lawyer. He's got to help them out. He's Italian, isn't he?
Cristofino? Luca Cristofino?
Yeah, he's got to get involved.
He's got to get involved somehow. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
This is so funny. It's like we're now finally at the point where we're getting prisons in like WWE. Like this guy's in jail.
Yeah, he's literally in jail.
He's literally in jail.
Or is it just a room they made?
I want to know what Knuckles did.
What did Knuckles do? Yeah, I don't know.
I still like, I watch things like this, like all of NXT.
Yeah.
And I just think of Shutter Island. And like all these people just,
They think these
they
are the...
think, like, this guy's not Italian. Like, he's not in jail. He's just in a broom closet, like, thinking he is. You got a guy who thinks he runs a school.
Yeah.
You've got all
everyone in NXT is just insane.
They just know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's Shutter Island.
It's just this one was pretty funny with that. Like, you figured as soon as he was
stupid.
as soon as he went to
funny.
jail, you knew they were gonna do shit like this. So
what's next? Like, we need to see him, like, you know, like, actually in prison now.
We're gonna get a whole court
in the
case.
kitchen.
We're getting a whole.
We're getting court cases.
Like,
they take a long time.
If don't worry, we got a lot of weeks till the Great American Bash.
Yeah.
We're good. We're gonna have Crucifino, the lawyer, come and get involved. I'm gonna defend you, Tony. We're gonna defend, because he did say, hey, like, this other lawyer that they were talking about, not Crucifino, like, oh, they always get people off who are innocent. And Tony says, please change that question.
Wasn't Kim Kardashian's dad OJ?
Oh yeah. Rob Card. No. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. Her dad. That's how Kardashians.
So that's who Tony D'Angelo's getting.
He's passed away, but
oh, okay.
You could get Kim.
Could get David Schwimmer
to play him. Yeah. He was good as
He
him.
was very good.
I love that show.
Oh, jinx.
Yeah, it's a good show. Shout out OJ.
Shout out OJ.
The juice is loose,
baby.
But yeah, more mafia stories to come. We're gonna get a whole courtroom drama episode. Speaking of courtroom, did you see this? We're getting a Law and Order Toronto.
Really?
Ding ding.
Where's it set?
Probably right outside our house.
Yeah, just gonna film here.
They're gonna film murder down at HTO Park by the lake. There's bodies always coming out of the lake here. We've going off on one, but yeah, can't wait for that review coming soon with Brandon from New Jersey.
Law and Order. I think we need to review the Stone Cold show. Maybe this just the season finale or something.
Season finale. Just talk about best Stone Cold takes America. Because if you watch NXT or wrestling on WWE this week, they always show the ads for the Hidden Treasure show.
Yeah.
And the Stone Cold show. And man, Stone Cold's just hilarious.
He's great. So good.
Speaking of ads for shows, we get the Progressive Flow recap. Love Flow. It shows the whole angle of the mystery attacker here in NXT, and it was revealed that, yes, Blair Davenport, and then it shows a little recap of who is Blair Davenport, and it kind of shows clips of her wrestling in NXT and her calling herself Gothic Charisma.
Yeah.
Gothic Charisma. She's not going with Top Gaijin. I thought that's what she was going for. I'm happy she didn't.
She said this last week as well, Gothic Charisma. It's cool. It's all right.
Yeah, it's, at least it stands out, but yeah. So she's wrestling in just a little bit. But we go to, you want another funny segment where you capped off with
oh boy, yeah,
two dudes filming makeshift high school college style movies. Here's another one. Von Wagner and Rob Stone are in a therapist's office. They're waiting to see a therapist for Von Wagner. And Robert Stone says, look, Von, I know you're not used to this. Are you nervous to talk to someone? But like, you got to talk to someone. I hope it doesn't go as well as it went with our anger management person earlier today. And then it kind of cuts to a flashback. It's like what the? It cuts to the anger management coach being like, you need to not be so angry. So Vaughn like grabs him and says, fuck you. And they censor it, but he walks off. And then it says, or that other guy. And then it shows Vaughn like just physically lifting someone against the wall. Like, you think I have an anger problem? And then Stone's just like, you take cash and like paying them off so they don't sue him. And then it cuts back to them in the therapist's office. He's like, come on, Vaughn, you got this. And then they see the therapist's door open and some guy comes out, some indie jobber cop, just bawling his eyes out like, oh boy, oh my God, and walks away.
It's like season 2 of Ted Lasso, isn't it? When they start
the therapist,
everyone's just coming out crying.
And Vaughn goes, absolutely no way. You're not doing this to me. You're not getting me crying. Nope, I'm not doing this at all. And then out walks the therapist. Cue the 90s/80s sexy music riff number 7 as this hot therapist walks off and says, Wagner? And Stone looks. Wagner says, you stay here. I got this. He goes into the door, follows her into the therapist's office. looks back at the camera and winks.
Love it. Love
Goes into the office. What a segment.
Mr. Stone knows what he's doing.
We all know what he's doing. It's come Tuesday.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. This is so silly.
What the hell is this?
Funny.
This is so terrible.
Where's
I
this
love
leading to? Like, Von Wagner's got to cry, right? He's got to just open up and bawl and let him in, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I'm watching it back now. It's hilarious. Von Wagner's great.
They're like, Von, we can't figure out
really
your character.
enjoy watching this guy. I can't. Let no one can.
What kind of character should we give this guy? I don't know. Let's make him mean and big and scary. All right, that's not working. All right, let's give him a manager who can like tame him. Well, that's not working. All right, let's have him reveal that he was a weird looking baby. All right, that's not working. Okay, let's put him in these like weird, like almost Seth Rogen style, Adam Sandler style comedy. Like what
So funny
is going on? But yeah,
it's like
wink,
but it's the best stuff he's done.
It's like the end of Thriller when he looks over like you gotta clip
I'm
that.
trying to find it. I'm trying to find
the
it.
picture of him smiling and winking, man. It fucking sent me over top. Like this should
like I don't know if it did, but how I remember it is it had the like ding and
yeah. It
well.
probably did it. It probably did it, but in my mind it did. The ding. We're gonna be rewatching this. But you know what?
I want to know how it goes. I hope therapy's good.
Okay, let's fantasy. What's gonna happen here? Either next week he says he's getting married, or next week she did break through to him and like did make him open up and cry.
I maybe both.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll have to see. Yeah. Von Wagner goes to the therapist, and about minutes earlier, Tony D'Angelo was in prison. NXT is back, baby. Yeah. Never left. We go to our next match. Dani Palmer versus Blair Davenport. So Dani is upset because Blair attacked her friend Soul, injured her, attacking everyone, and Dani wants revenge. We've only seen Dani like wrestle like once or something on NXT.
Yeah, we've seen her mainly just doing TikToks.
Yes, lots of that, yes, and backstage segments. So Davenport comes out. She is gothic charisma. She tries to go after Dani, but Dani's using her flips and agility here to escape all these things, but eventually eats a boot to the face. Huge chance for Dani Palmer here in the CWC. They're all big fans of her. As Davenport starts putting the boots to her, and then Booker T says that Dani Palmer is green as goose, which he did not say that about Ava Raine earlier.
No.
If you noticed that. Blake continues
green as goose.
Green as goose. I imagine he means green as goose shit. So he just didn't want to say that part. Eventually, there's a pop-up knee or like a code breaker type move to Davenport here. Eventually goes up top, but gets thrown off the top. And then I'm calling it the Kamigoye. I don't know what she calls it.
Kamigoye, yeah.
And then a kind of ugly looking Falcon arrow to put it to bed. You're telling me that the bird lady doesn't use the Falcon arrow, but this chick does?
Yeah, I mean, should just finish with the Kamigoye.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a knockout blow.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that you would hit this dangerous move and then a move that doesn't look as dangerous.
And you know what? I had no idea goose shit was green.
Really? I mean,
we're it now.
I mean, we're in Canada. We have a lot of Canadian goose just shit everywhere. It's got a little bit of a white in it.
Yeah. Nice.
Sorry, guys, but
it's all good.
You're thinking about poop now.
This wasn't much of a match. I do think that the Kamigoye looks really nice. I didn't think a whole lot of Dani Palmer. I didn't really take anything away from this, to be honest.
Didn't really care about this. No,
yeah.
I could see Dani going kind of far. I could see both of them.
Yeah, me too.
Kind of going somewhere.
I didn't think this really did anything.
There's just no reaction for Davenport. I don't think the angle doing it that way. Something's missing.
Dani Palmer's such a weird first feud.
Like she just got here too.
Like Dani Palmer, like she cut that promo last week, and I feel most people were like, "Sorry, who is this? Why is she mad?" Oh yeah, she got taken out in a TikTok. Like I think Blair Davenport to like kind of get that heel heat initially would have been way better. Taking out a Thea Hale or someone like that instead.
Right.
And maybe Sol Ruka was kind of the plan, and obviously injuries took that away, because I think that would have been a good first feud. But yeah, I just don't think Dani's established enough to really make people care.
Or Blair.
Well, exactly. But the aim is the aim here wasn't to get Dani over, is it?
Yeah.
It's to get Blair Davenport like established.
But Dani
as
was the
this
one getting the crowd
mean
behind
heel.
her.
Yeah.
Blair was quiet when she came out. So, well, you want to know what the opposite of quiet? It cut backstage, the parking lot. Someone is entering the building. It's the NXT return. Are you ready? Of Dana Brooke.
What? I'm surprised you're not wearing your shirt.
I couldn't find it. Yes, I do own a Dana Brooke. Someone sent it to me. I'm not going to disclose who. Someone did send it to me. Dana Brooke is here in NXT, and she says there's this NXT Women's Battle Royal tonight, and the winner gets an NXT title shot. Well, it's going to be me because I'm in this Battle Royal. I'm a free agent. Yep, anyone can be free agent now. And she says that I'm going to take my own spot, and I'm going to make my own opportunity, and I'm going to be the last woman standing. Love me some Dana Brooke. She's looking great.
She is, yeah. She's always kind of been very stop-start on the main roster, so I think she's someone who, you know, could benefit from a bit of an NXT run.
Yeah. What I have my Dana Brooke shirt. I could not find it quickly, but what does it say on it? It's like, what was her old...
Dana Brooke.
No, it's like Powerhouse or something. Powerhouse.
Yeah, what was her nickname before?
Buff Barbie? No, that's Tiff.
I liked her team with Emma.
Yeah. I just love Dana Brooke.
Yeah.
I'm happy she's back.
I'm trying to find it for you.
While you do...
Oh, Flex Apparel? Flex Appeal. Yeah, that's good.
I'll wear it to Wembley.
Yes.
If I can find it. I don't know where it is. So Dana Brooke is back. You know what? This is a great time because they went to commercial and then they came back and aired a NXT Shop Commercial, or WWE Shop Commercial. Tiffany's shirt is great. It just says, I'm hot.
I want it. Like, that's what I want to wear at SummerSlam.
I'm hot.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, great shirt.
Who makes this shit? Some guy was just sent a picture.
At least it wasn't AI, right?
Sent a picture of Tiffany Stratton and was like, can you make a shirt?
Can you make a cool shirt?
What's
Make
her
it
name?
clever.
Tiffany Stratton. That's what she looks like? Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to
Her
put
shirt
her
says,
on there.
I'm hot.
I'm hot.
And then, all right, here's this guy. He's Braun Breaker. All right, he looks pretty mean. He's meaner than evil. Yeah, that's that. But then I look at those AEW shirts sometimes. I'm like, did they use AI to make those? And I'm like, oh, yeah, maybe they did.
Oh, yeah.
Tiffany Stratton. She's backstage being interviewed with the NXT Women's Championship. She says, come one, come all. No one will beat me here tonight. And she says, some say the title makes a superstar, but I made this title the most desirable championship in all of the WWE. She says, no one was happy when I won. Even you, Mackenzie. And Mackenzie kind of makes a face. She says, but I proved everybody wrong, and I'm the best here in NXT. So tonight, I don't, none of these women are on my level. Mackenzie asks, well, hey, if you had to pick someone, who would it be? She says, TBH. It's probably Lyra Valkyria because she almost made it to the Tiffy top, but she didn't. But whoever wins will face me, and they'll see that and still champion Tiffany.
I really like where they're going with Tiffany because I think it can easily transition to being a top babyface.
Yeah, the little things.
She hasn't cheated at all to win this title. And even like here, kind of putting Lyra Valkyria over, she's not coming out off entirely heelish, and I think her digs are quite, they're Mean Girls-esque. They're funny. So I think they're doing a good job of, keeping her heel, but planting all the seeds there that when they want to make that turn, I think she's going to be a huge
star, not just in NXT, just WWE, absolutely, for sure. The wrestling hits now, so you're firing off on everything. The look, the character, everything going on there. Great.
I think she's really funny as well. Like her delivery is excellent.
TBH.
Like when she certain inflections and things she does on certain words, it's like she's very good at it.
I'd say, I think I said last week, the only thing is this proves it because she said Lyra's good. She's like, oh, Lyra almost beat me, so like she's probably the one to win. But she could be meaner. I think right now she probably should be leaning into it a bit more. But that's my only criticism because right now I am super into this whole character, and her wrestling is definitely hit. So honestly, any match against her for the title is fresh because the women's title has been flipping around like a dead fish, really, for the past little while.
Yeah, she needs a good run.
Yeah. We go, Are you ready for history? Are you ready for history?
Let's go.
This is the first Baron Corbin NXT match in 7 years.
Wow.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
And he's taking on Trick Williams.
That's crazy, though. Like, he's been around for like 8 years now.
Yeah.
Almost a decade, this guy.
Yeah.
WWE.
Yeah. So he comes out. Now, I know ever since, who was it that called him a bum-ass Corbin?
McAfee.
Yeah, Pat McAfee donned him the name bum-ass Corbin. I didn't know he literally took it to heart, because this dude comes out dressed like a bum.
I said last week, and even on the promo, like at the beginning of this show, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to see where it goes. Might be just what this guy needs. And, you know, I still think, like, if anyone's going to get a good match out of him, Ilya Dragunov is the guy to do it. And then he shows up. He's still got like his Happy Corbin.
What is this music?
Titantron, but it's not the Happy Corbin music.
So what is this music?
I don't know. It's bizarre.
And then he's dressed like LeBron James or something. I don't know what's he dressed like.
He's in these like baller shorts and a tank top that says, what's it? Feed the ships.
I don't know.
Burn the ships. What's that all about? I've
I've
never seen this guy in shorts before. Like, this guy struggled to try and find gear that suits him. And honestly, I thought the best look was that greasy long hair with the, the kind of tights he used to wear then and stuff. His gear's never worked. But this is like maybe the worst.
This is just like,
and this is worse than his like waiter's outfit he wore for a time being. This fucking guy, like
king of the awful gear.
I feel for him.
Like gotta have the worst gear ever. Like every like part of the best he looked is when he was King of the Ring, because I remember he had a crown and a fucking cape, right? So,
but like,
he just looks terrible here.
Looks terrible. This music, like, what is this character? He's coming out. He's not doing the Happy Corbin character anymore, but his music is still like.
Oh my god, look terrible, bum ass Corbin.
Yeah, and this, like, I'm like, how can I take this guy seriously?
I could not. I could care less about this. Is up there for worst gear of the year so far. This is
horrible.
This is what we like to call here on Up Next the Nikos Rikos Award for
like,
worst gear.
I was trying to think, was it he, wasn't meant to have a match tonight, so he didn't bring his gear?
Yeah.
Because that's what I was thinking, but then he had elbow pads on and stuff like that. So
he could have borrowed it.
Maybe.
He had an Undertaker Godfather moment.
At least...
Yeah, he borrowed Kevin Owens' gear, obviously. The ball shorts and...
Burn the ships.
He's like,
what is burn the ships?
He's like, I'm in NXT. I got to find a gimmick. Maybe I could be a sailor or a firefighter or something down in NXT.
Yeah.
Needs a new character. Burn the ships.
No, this isn't a good start.
Maybe he's just not a fan of aquatic travel. Like, he's just a flight guy.
Burn the ships.
Maybe, I don't know if you saw, there's this guy on Twitter who, like, he's a chef, and he watches, like, other people's cooking videos, and he, like, judges them.
Right.
Like kind of rips them. Basically what we do to wrestling. So Baron Corbin, oddly enough, was featured on this guy's Twitter. You would get an absolute kick out of this, of being a somewhat chef, Davey. Baron Corbin put a video out where he pretty much is like burning his steaks a little bit, and the guy rips him. So Baron Corbin got a little upset at this guy, and they had a bit of a Twitter beef. So when it showed Mello's tweet earlier from Mello being like, "Hey Trick, hope you kick his ass here. I'm not there tonight, but I hope you kick his ass," from like that bum ass Corbin, and something about like, and hopefully you'll beat him better than he cooks steak or something like that, because this one chef like ripped him apart. But then Baron Corbin came dressed out like this, so I just don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, I'm reading he talks about barbecue a lot.
Yeah, he loves the barbecue. I'd love to talk to him about it, just not about his wrestling.
I think burn the ships is something he's trying, because it's on his Twitter.
Hashtag
it's like written like the troll, big little kind of
right.
Burn the ships.
Burn the steaks.
Burn the steaks.
Is what he's normally doing. Burning my retinas because I have to watch him wrestle here on NXT.
I'm going to ask him, what is burn the ships?
Yo, man. Right what I say. Baron Corbin. Yo, man. What does burn the ships mean? Big fan. See, we'll get to the bottom of this. We'll get to the bottom of this. Burn ships.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see.
All right. Well,
How can he refuse?
How can he refuse that?
This my photo of me drinking out of a pineapple.
He's gonna be like, wow, this guy seems like a lovely guy. I want to tell him
You'll
what burn
like
the
my
shirts.
shirt.
Yeah.
He used to wear nice shirts.
Burn the shirts.
Burn the shirts.
Anyways, like I was saying, it's history here. It's Baron Corbin's first NXT match in 7 years, and he's going up against Trick Williams. This happens. Trick is actually putting the boots to Baron. He's getting some shots in here as they go to commercial break. When we come back, it is Trick fighting around ringside with Corbin, and Corbin kind of throws him into the table. He throws Trick back into the ring. He Irish whips him and then hits him with this Triple H sloppy looking spine buster, and then puts him in a single leg crab as Trick finally escapes from that. Trick comes back and hits this jumping flying clothesline, a swinging Goldberg-esque neck breaker, but Baron Corbin just looked like he sold it like the great Khali. There's then this like sweet looking fake out like Kapoor kick from Trick there. Looked awesome as he connected with that. And then he goes for his like finisher, which is this like jumping spinning roundhouse kick. But his knee gives out from that single leg crab, which allows Corbin to take advantage and hits the end of days and gets the win over Trick Williams. So he whooped that Trick.
Yeah, I didn't think a whole lot of this. Vic Joseph tried to do his best of selling how hard Trick was thrown against the announce table,
right,
which damaged his knee. Like, whoa, look, table moved.
Yeah,
he kept saying it.
Yeah,
it's like,
whoa,
it was like the first table bump we've ever seen.
I mean, Corbin's big compared to most people
and so
who come
Trick,
through.
so like, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't think a whole lot. I was honestly very distracted by Baron Corbin's
how
look.
shit his gear was.
Yeah, and that said, I still like the end of days.
End of days is good, but you know, that's really all he's got going for it. He then looks at the camera.
Is
and
he wearing this next week, do you think? Or do you think he's in
actual gear?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you
What
think
is his
Sean's
actual...
gonna have a word with him and be like, yo,
put the waiter shirt back on.
I know you're mad that you're back in NXT, but come on. Look at you.
Burn the ships, burn that fucking gear, and never wear it again. Maybe Sean didn't see what he was wearing. It's fine. So Corbin looks at the camera and says, hey, you want some? Come get some. Very ridiculous.
Yeah, he said he's going to win his qualifying match on SmackDown on Friday to go to Money in the Bank, and then next Tuesday, Ilya can face him.
Wow. Big week.
Big week
for Baron Corbin.
For Baron.
But yeah, I did not care about this. I like Trick. He's actually the one I saw get, like, he's gotten better.
He keeps getting better.
But having a match with Corbin is not going to do that. So Corbin has, like, regressed. I'm sorry. He's genuinely one of my least favorites. And I thought for a second, hey, maybe there'll be something here that he could teach an up-and-coming kid. Nope. I don't think that was the case. We go to Nathan Frazier's hard-hitting home truths. That's right. I said that without messing it up. He's talking about how it's a new landscape in NXT ever since last week in Battleground. Talks about the new women's champ Tiff. Talks about Gallus staying on top, and talks about Noam Dar retaining the Heritage Cup and having some new mates. And he says, I guess we just got to deal with it. But he's got a guest here today because hard-hitting home truth is going global. And we bring in the senior international correspondent, Dragon Lee. Yes, it's only been a few weeks, but Dragon Lee is already being dragged into WWE-esque type segments.
Hey, you got to keep his name, all right?
You got to keep Dragon Lee. Yeah, that's right. He starts speaking in Spanish, and Nathan Frazier's like, you what, mate? Like, what? Sorry. He didn't, but it's pretty much what he said. And then they do the classic, what is this, Letterman top 10, but it's the top 5 here where they go, top 5 Noam Dar new stable names for his team.
Some of these were quite good, actually, I thought.
Yeah. He says 2 chat show hosts, and it shows like him and Lash Legend being former 2 chat show.
2 awful chat show plus 2.
Plus 2.
Yeah.
Or the Ora Mensa experience. And they say, no, that doesn't work. Jakara Jackson 5 -1. The long lost Lash Legend.
Yeah.
And at number 1, Noam's Rent-A-Friends.
I think the Jakarta Jackson 5 -1 was my favorite.
Yeah. None of them, actually probably all of them are better than what they actually go with, as we learn later. But the Jakara 5, the Jakara Jackson 5 is my favorite one there. So, and I missed Letterman top 10. So they say that Noam Dar is a fraud, and the only reason he won is because of his new friends, and that's why he used them, and they're going to learn that he's just using these people, like he's not really their friends. Yeah. And he says that it will be Noam Dar putting the Heritage Cup on the line next week against Nathan Frazier, 1-on-1. So that should be a good match.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that. I do think Frazier's delivery is pretty good. I do think he's got the like talk show cadence down well. I don't think these are ever particularly funny.
No.
But you know, a way of catching people up with the story in the like highlight videos and things, I don't mind. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that match. Noam Dar's been impressing, as has Nathan Frazier. So yeah, kind of looking forward to that next week.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that match, but I think I'm not a fan of these. I don't know if it fits this person, but I think it is still getting the best out of him. So like then you could move away from this and just have him cut normal promos. Yeah. But I don't know. It's a little too out there for me of like trying a lot of different things, and I'll definitely give him the respect of that. But like, oh boy. We go to backstage and Mustafa Ali is here. Free agent Ali. His hair is looking glorious. It's like a lion's mane. This guy's hair is like
his
beautiful.
Hair is beautiful, yeah.
Jeez. He says that he can do whatever he wants because he's a free agent, and though he has Money in the Bank qualifying matches, he says that he's the one writing this story, and he's asked about Wes and the titles. He says he wants to win some gold here in NXT, and Wes interrupts and says, "Oh, you want some gold, huh?" And he's like, yeah, you know, eventually, possibly, you know, maybe we could do something. So Wes is like, all right, well, good luck with your match with Joe Gacy. And Ali says, all right, just watch me. So.
Was this? Oh, it's later. They
later talk again.
Later.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, got you.
So,
but yeah, teasing that eventually as we kind of thought last week,
the match. Yeah.
We get Wesley, Mustafa Ali, which sounds fantastic.
Well, we go to Ali having a match here in NXT, taking on Joe Gacy. Love is blind. Still love that song. He's wearing his glasses. This match starts off right away. Gacy like counters Ali and then lariats him inside out here, putting the boots to him. Eventually, Ali gets back up and tries to go out, but Joe Gacy counters a counter and spikes him with a DDT for a near fall. He tries to set him up for something, but Ali counters with his jumping back neck breaker there for a near fall. And then they're fighting on the top rope, and Ali hits a sunset bomb off the top. This looked awesome. And then he climbs up to the top and hits a 450, not the 054, but the 450, and gets the win on Joe Gacy.
I feel like he's retired the 054. He rarely does it, and it
must be hard to do.
I reckon it messes your back up as well.
It's got to mess something up. If you mess it up, that's bad news. But yeah, Ali pins Gacy in a pretty quick match. I can't say I was expecting something else here. Just a bit longer, I think. But
could have done with more time. I do like Gacy's ring work, actually. I don't think we get too many of those. You know, he's like a Mick Foley kind of style, you know, like a bit bigger, heavier set guy who can brawl but can do the wrestling as well. I think there's definitely a place for someone like that. And with tweaking of his character on the main roster, like I think this guy is good. And I thought for the time they had was pretty good against Mustafa Ali. But definitely could have done with a bit longer. But I'm looking forward to seeing an Ali run here because there's a lot of people I'd enjoy seeing him against.
I mean, yeah, teasing the Wes match, teasing a Tyler Bate
match as well.
Dragging up, I don't know. There's a bunch. After the match, there is a beatdown from the Schism to Ali, and out come Wesley and Tyler Bate for the save as the Schism tree run off here. So these guys are clearly beefing with this. We'll see that it leads to a match a bit later on for next week. We go backstage. We see Brooks Jensen is rocking a Motley Crue t-shirt. Gotta respect it. And the Briggs is there with Fallon, and Fallon's getting ready because she's in the Battle Royal later tonight. She says she's got to focus. When Idris and Malik show up, and they said, yo, it's your guy's fault. You started all this, but Malik wants to fight me, says Idris, and it's all your fault because Hank and Tank fought, and they said it's the best way to get to know your partner, your friends. And Briggs and Jensen are like, yeah, it's true. You should. Like, now, like, we know everything about each other. And Idris is like, oh, yeah, well, like, what's his favorite color? And he's like, oh, easy, blue. And then he's like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe you do. When Hank and Tank walk in, and they're talking about certain types of music, and clearly they're talking about Johnny Cash, but Hank likes Johnny Cash, and Tank is like, yeah, but Taylor Swift is pretty good. So Idris and Malik,
both are right.
Yeah, both can be right.
Yeah.
We can all live in a peaceful world. I haven't seen Johnny Cash fill out stadiums 3 times in a row, so
That's true. That's true.
So Idris says, what about you guys? And they're like, yeah, you should fight. And then they invite them out for some cold ones, but they say no. And then they leave. And then Gallus show up, and they're like, it doesn't matter if you fight each other or fight us. You'll never be champions as long as we're on top. So Malik and Idris kind of realize here, do we have to fight each other to then
Be better.
be good? Yeah.
I like it. I think it was Joe as he was walking off. He's like, at least you look good. And he like taps Idris' shirt, who
Idris
dressed
always
very
looks good.
fly.
Yeah, Idris always looks good.
So, yeah. We're getting this. I liked the end here because they're going, okay, when's my birthday? And ask Siri.
Hey Siri, when's Malik Blade's birthday? I don't know if he has a Wikipedia entry yet.
Yeah, maybe.
Malik Blade.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this match. I think I like these two. Feels like forever since we've seen them wrestle.
Yeah, underrated team here. Like, we've been singing their praises for a long time, and actually, they should win the. They won't, but they should win the title.
No, but yeah, I'm looking forward to them. I imagine they'll have the singles match next week, and then
call out.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think the singles would be fun too. These guys are talented.
We see Noam Dar and Ora Mensa and the Jackson 5-1.
Yeah.
Jakara Jackson, Lash Legend. Jakara is here, and they're all being interviewed. And Noam says, hey, this isn't my group. This group is our group. It's not just me. It's about all of us. He says, look at Ora Mensa. He's been overlooked, and no one gave him an opportunity until me. And Ora's like, yeah, now I was on a PLE, and I'm being featured, and like all it took was Noam to help bring me to the light. And he says, then we got Action Miss Jackson, and a world-class athlete, and then we got Lash Legend, and says like, we got the sugar and spice here, and these two we're all not being utilized, so we're gonna take what's ours. And he says that I'm never losing this cup, and there is no stopping. And he looks around at the group and says, the Metaphor. The Metaphor. That's the name of their group.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get used to it. Every name kind of sounds weird when you first hear it.
Oh, no, it's the Metaphor.
I don't know why. Why are they a metaphor? What are they a metaphor for?
The Metaphor for? The Metaphor.
The metaphor?
The Metaphor.
The metaphor, not the metaphor.
The Metaphor.
Oh, okay.
Right, I think we just solved it.
Metaphor.
It's a metaphor.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's not a metaphor.
Was that a haiku? So the
Cool,
Metaphor.
the metaphor. All right.
The Metaphor.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
I thought they were going with the supernovas for like most of this promo.
Or just Supernova.
Yeah.
Would have been it too.
But,
But the Metaphor.
Cool. Yeah, I'm liking. I think these guys do look great together.
Yeah.
And I kind of like all their charisma when they talk and stuff. So I'm enjoying this group thus far.
Yeah, I mean, Lash Legend has the charisma. So does Jakara Jackson. They're very like.
That's the first time we really heard
They
her talk
eat up.
properly.
Yeah, she's
great.
screen grab. She's pretty good. We go to our next match: Damon Kemp versus Eddy Thorpe. Now you've been excited for this one. Eddie's kind of new here, and Damon's been calling him a young boy and saying, "You can't lace my boots." And that's how this match has happened. Damon's showing him some wrestling here. He's trying to throw him around.
Damon also thought he cheated.
Oh, right,
to
that's
win
right.
their first match. Yeah.
So it's the rematch. Damon keeps getting the best of Eddy until Eddy starts putting the moves on Kemp, puts him in a Boston Crab. Clearly, he learned that at the dojo because that's the young boy move. Mm-hmm. So he's showing him, you want to call me a young boy? I'll put you in the young boy hold. Eventually, Damon fights back and hits that fireman carry, like driver drop thing, very similar to the Creeds do, almost like a Dream Valley driver. Yeah. There's then a belly to belly from Kemp, and then a huge Uranagi that looked like a nasty landing for Thorpe.
Backbreaker.
That he like then falls and dumps him on his head. I kind of like gasped a little bit, like, ooh, that looked like it hurt. And right away, the refs went in to like ask him, yo, are you good? And he's like, yeah. But I would imagine something happened. That looked very painful. There's a running splash in the corner from Thorpe as he fights back. And then he hits a German on Thorpe. Sorry, German by Thorpe on Kemp near the corner. And the ref counts the 3, even though Kemp's foot was on the rope. And Thorpe wins the match, but Kemp is like, yo, my foot was on the rope, man. And they show the replay, and it's true. So
it's like both his feet were, weren't they? He was like in the corner.
So literally did cheat to beat him this time. So
I kind of felt what I felt the last time we saw this match. I find Damon Kemp way more interesting in ring than Eddy Thorpe.
Yeah.
I actually, watching him and watching Creeds earlier in the night, I think it's a shame that we didn't have more of a run of him with Diamond Mine. Or even, I wouldn't mind seeing them go back to them at some point. Because I think throwing him in that 6-man earlier would have been really fun. Just these 3 guys suplexing and throwing people around.
Yeah.
It's definitely my style of wrestling. Like, I love, Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar back in the day. Like, I do love this kind of wrestling. And that's why the Creeds really stand out to me. And I think Damon Kemp does as well. And I think he's got a good kind of heelish swagger about him as well. I still just think Eddy Thorpe is like just bland.
So generic.
So bland.
Yeah, nothing really, like they're trying to make him the one to shine, but it's just nothing's coming through right now, at least for me too. So yeah, this didn't really do too much. We see Gigi Dolan backstage. She's on the phone with her young brother, as we assume is. Then Kiana James shows up and says, like, oh, you're probably talking to your younger brother. Well, you better get ready for the call later when you have to tell him that you didn't win tonight because I'm going to win tonight. And Gigi's like, yeah, well, we'll see later tonight. So, yeah.
Just hyping up the main event.
That's right. Go to the real main event. Daba Kato versus Scrypts. All right. Scrypts has a new entrance here. Or is it? The Titantrons turn into giant mirrors, like old school mirrors on the wall, like mirror, mirror on the wall. And then his music is super intense. And then out comes Scrypts, maskless Scrypts. As Booker's like, come on, that's Reggie.
It's funny because they've done this thing like renaming someone many times now.
Yeah.
We had it with, Gunther and Walter. We had it with, what was her name? Casey Catanzaro, where she's like, actually, I'm Katana Chance. And once they do that, no one ever mentions their old name at all. Like, we don't hear about Walter ever. It's always Gunther. And Booker's just there sitting, just going, it's Reggie, guys. it's Reggie.
Booker didn't know who Reggie was before anyway, so it's fun. Scrypts makes his entrance by hitting that trampoline jump into the ring. Daba Kato's huge here. I forgot to say, they showed Daba kind of interrupt Kiana and Gigi as he walked to the ring, and that's what went into this match. So this starts off, Scrypts is flying around, and then eventually Daba boots him in the face, which flips him inside out, and he eats the mat here. Daba Kato just starts to body slam Scrypts and then hits him with another one. They're fighting around the ringside area when Axiom shows up out of nowhere like Spider-Man, just staring at Daba Kato, kind of distracting him. As they go back in the ring, Axiom's now on the top rope staring at him again, which distracts him again, which allows Scrypts to do this trampoline jump into the ring. I don't know if he undershot it and kind of just landed into him, which Daba sold like he was dazed, which allows Scrypts to then roll Daba Kato up and pin him, meaning Scrypts beats Daba Kato, as Daba is very unpleased with this, so beats the holy hell out of Scrypts and beats up Axiom, power bombing him onto Scrypts, laying both these guys out. So yeah.
I didn't like this. Why was Axiom getting... Axiom and Scrypts are meant to be the baby faces here, and Axiom was just getting involved, interfering in the match. I thought the roll-up looked weak. Roll-ups can be great, and I think, look at kind of, Darby Allin's, the snare trap? Or, no, what's he call it? The Last Supper?
Last Supper.
You believe that someone can't kick out
or
of
the
that you've tied them out. Exactly. Yeah. All those kind of moves. This roll-up looked so weak on such a big guy. I can't believe you're surprised for 3 seconds that you're not going to kick out, especially when you're twice the size of this guy. Thought it looked weak. I didn't like the Axiom involvement. I've enjoyed Daba Kato but like I do think he's improved, and I think some of
Yeah.
his big, like that big boot looked great. I definitely see improvements from him, but this wasn't the match for me,
No, not at all. Like,
and not a feud I'm interested in because I think it continues now.
well, now it's going to be 2-on-1,
Exactly,
which is
yeah.
again why are the baby faces teaming up to fight
Yeah.
this guy?
It's backwards.
Yeah, a little weird. We go to the Schism backstage. They're upset. Well, Gacy's upset. He says, "I can't believe this." The Dyads say, "Hey, at least we won our match, so everything's not that bad." And he's like, "Yeah, I guess so, but like, oh, I'm just letting you guys down." And Ava reminds him, "Hey, you know, one root cannot support a tree."
Needs 4, guys.
We're gonna have to get this on the Google. We're gonna have to ask Siri this: if one root
Can one root support tree?
Yeah, they probably can, but I could be. Don't quote me on that.
No, a tree has many roots.
4.
Yeah.
So next week we got your back. So next week it's gonna be the Schism, all 3 of them versus Ali, Tyler, and Wes, which sounds awesome.
Should be fun. Yeah.
We then go to Ali, who is backstage with Wes and Tyler Bate, and they say next week's this 6-man, and Ali says, "Yeah, I can't wait to do that," and then mentions, "Hey, after this happens, why don't you give your boy Tyler a shot?" So Wes agrees and says, "Maybe the week after we'll fight."
It's funny because Bate is there now going like, "Yeah, I would like a shot." Wes like, "You know, this time you said it to my face, so it's okay."
Yeah.
And
So
whereas
stupid.
this was exactly like Gacy just said, "Hey, Tyler Bate wants a shot," and he's like, "Yeah, I wouldn't mind a shot," and he's like, "Fuck you, Tyler, that's so mean." But now it's Mustafa Ali being like, "Hey, Tyler Bate should have a shot." So, I would like a shot. Yeah, man, that's cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
yeah. Just need to smoke more weed.
But yeah, that's gonna be great. Wesley and Tyler Bate sounds really good.
Yeah, so that match will eventually happen 1-on-1. Ali's just like, "Yo, I just want to see you guys wrestle. You'll burn the house down.
Yeah.
Let's go." So next week it is the 6-man tag against the Schism, and then also Fraser versus Noam Dar as well. And then possibly some more matches we'll talk about. But it's the main event. It is the Battle Royal #1 contendership for the NXT Women's Championship. We start off with a whole lot of people in this match. Sorry if I missed some, but Cora Jade, Lyra Valkyria, Jakara Jackson, Lash Legend, Fallon Henley, Gigi Dolan, Thea Hale, Yulissa Leone, who's back.
She is back. Yeah,
Welcome back.
She worked on SmackDown the other
That's
week.
right, yeah. And Valentina
Feroz.
Dana Brooke is in this match. Lola Vice is in this match. JC Jane is in this match. There were a few in there also. I was like, who is that again? So even I am like, I don't watch Level Up. So a few of these faces, I'm not too sure who they are. We start off here with Cora Jade getting the ultimate heel heat by throwing out Lola Vice first, which just pisses a lot of people off because you want to see what she's got, but we didn't get to see
Gotta
that.
watch Level Up.
Exactly. JC Jane throws Gigi out the match here. They say, who else is in here? There's, Thea Hale is in this match, and she gets taken out, but she like jumps to stop Jakara and Lash from using Mensa to save them.
So yeah, Mensa saved Jakara when Jakara got knocked off, and then she got knocked off again, and he caught her a second time. So Thea does her like springboard back senton coffin drop thing.
Yeah.
So he dropped Jakara to take this.
But she did it, so she didn't eliminate herself.
She went under the ropes. Yeah.
Feroz and Leon take Lash and Jakara out here, so
They did the classic luchador spot of jumping over the top rope, hitting a move, and then falling off.
yeah. So after this, Lash and Jakara are pissed, so they take Leon and Feroz out of the match and beat them up, which I'm imagining leads to a match next week as well in some way, shape, or form. There's a commercial break, and when we come back, Blair Davenport is now on the apron. She decided, I'm going to do this huge angle, attack everyone for weeks, and be in a match so that I won't be in the match that means I get a title shot.
Yeah.
Clear, smart, healed baby face, whatever the booking of this is so stupid. So she's out there and she's targeting Roxanne. So Roxanne comes out and attacks her, and then all hell is breaking out loose this way. Fallon Henley are in the ring with Kiana James and Dana Brooke. Fallon backdrops Kiana to the outside to eliminate her, which looked very painful. Dana Brooke is in there now and sends Fallon to the outside. So now it's down to Dana Brooke, Cora Jade, and in comes Thea Hale, showing that she has not been eliminated and still in this match. Eventually, they're all fighting. When it's Cora and Dana fighting near the ropes, Thea Hale throws them both out, eliminates them, and wins the Battle Royal with a huge celebration of Chase U coming down the rafters. The Cavinder twins come out here. They're holding up Thea Hale, and everyone's celebrating. Drew Gulak comes down, watches from the ramp with Charlie. They're like grinning with their arms up, like, yes, very nice. As Thea Hale has her big win and her big moment, and she's the #1 contender.
Duke still not looking happy.
Yeah.
Duke's clapping, but isn't cheering and jumping around with everyone. And Vic Joseph saying, somewhere Andre Chase is watching this.
Somewhere. Where the hell is he?
Where is he? Is he dead?
What's going on?
He tweeted out, "You're riding high in April, shut down in May, but I'm going to change that tune when we're back on top in June." Congratulations.
Maybe he's injured or something.
Yeah, a bit of Frank there.
Yeah, he's going to do it his way.
Yeah.
Thea Hale with the upset here, maybe working with William Regal's son, teaches you how to win a match here. This was pretty funny that they made it a whole big deal for her character. This is a great TV program to have for Tiff.
I think so. I think Tiff needs an easy kind of first opponent, but Thea Hale's going to get so much support in this match, which is going to allow Tiffany to really lean into heel persona. But I think it's one that Tiff can also win pretty clean as well. Yeah, I liked it. I think Thea's the right choice. If this is going to be a TV match in a couple of weeks, obviously don't see this as being a pay-per-view match, but no. I think it's a good stopgap for Tiffany.
What did you think of this match? You fell asleep during this. You woke up.
I caught the end.
You woke up as Thea Hale is returning. And you're like, wait, what's going on? And then she throws them out. You're like, did Thea just win? I'm like, yeah, she just won. Honestly, this was a match that had a lot of people in it that showed a lot of people's weaknesses, in my opinion. I think there's a lot of stars and future stars here in NXT, but when you're throwing them, I hate Battle Royals. There's only one Battle Royal I like, and it's the Royal Rumble or the movie Battle Royal. I just think there's so much of walking around and not knowing cues and talking to each other, and I'm gonna hit you, but I'm supposed to sell this person's hit, so hold on, I gotta go back to. There's so much miscommunication, and again, I've not stepped into these rings and these ropes, but when someone is green and then another person is really green and then another person is really green, it shows. And I think it shows. Yeah.
I think there have been some entertaining battle royals in the past, but there's so many pieces, right?
Yeah.
And even the Royal Rumble, even though it's complicated, you have your sections of it, whereas there is so much going on. And you're right, with people being this green doing it, they're not fun really to watch. Do you think, because kind of weird having Dana Brooke show up and not win this, do you expect her to feud with Cora, as they were kind of the last two? Gives Cora Jade something to do.
Yeah, why not?
And yeah, I'm interested to see what Dana can do back in NXT, because I do think she was someone that, similar to Apollo Crews, was called up way too soon, and I think needed more seasoning in NXT. So let's see how she does now.
Love me some Dana Brooke. She looked great.
Yeah,
I love Dana Brooke.
Overall, I didn't think a whole lot of this show.
It's not over yet.
Oh no, there isn't. No.
It ends with, we gotta go to the cameras. Bron Breakker's leaving the arena and he's got something to say. As Bron Breakker is leaving the NXT arena in the parking lot, and Bron looks at the camera and says, he's asked, "Hey Bron, why did you attack Ilya Dragunov?" And he yells at the camera, "Well, Ilya, you said you were the most intense superstar in NXT. Well, I wanted to show you that you're not. And what you said was a lie. And you know what? I'm going to put everyone on notice. I'm going to hold everyone accountable for everything they say and everything they do. And that doesn't just mean NXT. That means the whole WWE. Raw, SmackDown, it doesn't matter. In fact, you know what? Seth Rollins, the new World Heavyweight Champion, you say you're the workhorse of WWE and that you're the best because you're this new World Heavyweight Championship holder. Well, why don't you prove it, Seth? Face me next week on NXT and put the title on the line." As NXT goes off the air.
Bron should win.
Yeah.
Be the new champ.
Yeah.
That's how he gets called up. Yeah, no, that sounds great. Bron Breakker, Seth Rollins next week on NXT. That's pretty big.
Okay, so I mean, like, he's calling him out and saying that, so I imagine that is the match that's happening. Or like, does Seth somehow respond to this before next week and the match happens, or does Seth come out next week? And I don't know, but either way,
I think they said it's to face next week.
Yeah. Bron Breakker versus Seth Rollins next week.
You can always do like Ilya costing Bron in that as well to continue that feud. But no, I think that sounds awesome. I'm really enjoying Bron Breakker's run at the moment as a heel. Seth Rollins is one of the best workers in WWE, no matter who he's against. He tends to have pretty good matches. I think that could be really fun. Give them some time. And yeah, good end to the show. But overall, I didn't think too much of this one. It kind of felt a bit weird not having, the champ, Carmelo Hayes, on tonight.
Yeah, they just said he's not here. It's like because he got beat up by Baron Corbin. It's like, come on.
Yeah, and I enjoyed the 6-man, but I didn't think we had a real standout match like we've had the last few weeks on NXT.
Yeah, like the Creeds match was really good. There was some parts of it that were like, That's how I felt about this NXT. I was a little down on this one. Yeah. This one had a lot of silliness, which can be really funny and I react to, but it had just a little bit too much of it.
I wouldn't even say it was a bad show. It was just kind of dull. It was just kind of there today, I thought.
Yeah, like we advanced to some awesome things. Thea Hale winning gets a TV title match. That's going to be good. Bron Breakker calling out Seth Rollins. That's going to be good. Frazier versus Dar next week. Like next week's is stacked, actually. Next week's is an NXT to probably tune into if that's something you don't usually do just because of, well, Seth's going to be there. That's a pretty big thing. But the match card looks pretty good for a TV show. So, yeah, I was pretty down on this episode, and it felt like a struggle to go through the whole thing because that's another thing, and it's just a 2-hour show, and I amend and applaud John Away for doing Raw for that's 3 hours, but like they fit so many short things in here that to not talk about, like to spend time talking about it is always longer than some of these things. There's so many. There'll be like 9 matches on a show where you're like, guys, like they're so quick and stuff, right?
But I also, not everyone watching are sitting frantically taking notes like you and I are, like it's I don't find the pacing. There was that time it was so chaotic, that 2.0 era. I don't feel that with the pacing of it. And I think you can just do 30-minute segments to remind you who people are who aren't necessarily wrestling this week. But just a bit dull for me this week.
Yeah, but again, next week's it's building for that, and that looks like it could be pretty good.
Well,
so, yeah.
That's what we thought. Let's see what you guys thought. We put up some feedback on the Facebook group, so join Poison Rana group if you haven't already. And we start with Dylan, who says, liking the invasion of the free agents, even if Vic Joseph kept referring to Dana Brooke as from Raw. Hale is a fine first offense for Stratton between now and the next PLE. Corbin's new look does not fit with his music, and I'm hoping the music is what changes. Ilya versus Bron is going to slap when it eventually happens. NXT is feeling a bit crowded at the moment, with some big stars sitting on the back burner. Axiom deserves way better than being paired with the master Scrypts and getting beaten down by Daba, General Babatunde Aziz Kato. Dragon Lee deserves better than just being Nathan Fraser's friend.
And then we go to Megan, who writes in, Corbin didn't get a major glow up yet. A match against Ilya is a good start. NXT's usage of the main roster talent is reminiscent of New Japan Strong, as the novelty of cross-pollination between a roster is a win-win by having him being a jilted vet and a potential level up for somebody else's. More on that in a bit. Ali Gacy was good. I hope Mustafa sticks around NXT. I want to see him win the North American title. The Battle Royal put Thea Hale front and center, and she's a good first challenger for Stratton. Going back to my New Japan Strong comparison, we might get Bron Breakker versus Seth effing Rollins for the world title. Good Lord. And he's going to win.
He's going to win it.
Seth's going to go for that Phoenix Splash and get speared in midair.
He's going to win it. He's then going to sign to SmackDown where he faces Roman Reigns, who wins it. Has all the belts.
Bron is going to win the title from Seth and then show up on on Raw and start his whole run. That's what's going to happen.
All right.
It's all going to happen here on NXT next week.
Yeah.
Seth's going for the stomp and gets speared.
Something I do want to see from the Thea Hale Tiff match is, we're seeing Thea have these segments where she's learning, more technical side. I hope we actually see that in her work, because I think most of the time she
Right.
wrestles, it's very story based and character work. And I think if it's a championship match, I want to actually see her wrestling where that's at now.
Yeah, that would be like a little nod there. She's picked up some things
Yeah.
from like the Gulak or, you know,
Exactly.
Dempsey's submission holds and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what you guys thought. Thanks, Megan and Dylan, for writing in there. And join the Poisonrana Facebook group. There's a Facebook page. You can like it. But if you search Poisonrana, one word, there's a group that will let you in, and we post all feedback threads and memes and all sorts of random stuff. There's also a chat that you can join as well. We usually are kicking off when there's wrestling on. So if you ever watch and need some people to talk to, there you go. Join the group.
Do it.
Yeah. So that was NXT. That was next. Hey, that's another show we do on our Patreon. Was next, where we go back in time and watch some old NXT. Right now we are in 2014. That's a show that's out on our Patreon. Many episodes of that. Like I mentioned, Best Match Ever Sabu is a show that we put out covering all tons of messed up stuff Sabu did throughout his career, which we dive into and crash and burn, just like Sabu in most of his matches. No, that was a super fun show. What else? We got another Was Next, like I mentioned, coming out. We got Suicide Squad coming out this week. So if you are a fan of that, put your feedback in for that movie, because I would love to hear all about it. But yeah, lots and lots of other podcasts over at patreon.com/PoisonRana. We got all the best matches ever. So many podcasts.
Check out what John Siino's been doing for us as well. Shot in the Dark every Thursday on the Poisonrana feed, running down everything you might have missed in the world of wrestling. And he recently recorded another What Up Doe with B Detroit, where they're chatting all about the looks of the AEW game, their thoughts on all the wrestling last weekend, as well as movies they're looking forward to this summer.
Yeah. Lots and lots of podcasts. If that's your bag for those long commutes, those lovely walks, bike rides, whatever it is, your showers. I don't know how you people listen to your podcast, or maybe you watch us on youtube.com/postwrestling or youtube.com/@PoisonRanaPod. Go follow us on all the little things. Every little recommendation, tell your friends to listen to Up Next and Poison Rana, and follow us at PoisonRanaPod on Twitter and Instagram. Excuse me. I myself, Braden Herrington, I'm on Twitter, Instagram at the Brady.
And you can find me at Davie Portman.
That's it. That's all. Thank you for listening. Take care. Goodbye. Be safe. And I don't know. Happy
Chase you.
chase you. I was gonna do like the Von Wagner wink, like ding.
First time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking each day as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you can never really know what's up next.
Poisonrana.